Hello, my name is Rosemary Vargas, and today we are going to talk about the ELT materials. So, the first question is what should ELT materials have? About Tollenstone, he proposed his principle for materials development. He wants to not really too much uncontrolled practice, help learners to feel at ease to develop confidence. So the material to achieve impact taking account that learners differ in learning styles, facilitate learning self-investment. So we have to expose the learners to the language in authentic use, help learners pay attention to features of authentic input, and provide the learners with the opportunity to use the target language to achieve communicative purpose. We have to provide opportunities for outcome feedback and achieve impact in a sense that they arouse and sustain the learner's curiosity and attention. And we have to stimulate the intellectual, aesthetic, and emotional involvement to the students. And about the him Tolstoy's give us some proposals for principal approaches to the development of ELT materials. So the main principles of language acquisition in Tolstoy's 2012 State of the Art article, he describes experienced writers as those who use their instincts and prior knowledge as the main influence on their process. For Tollinson, he mentions that experts plan and draft their materials while also waiting for inspiration. So the principal approaches are the first one is a prerequisite for language acquisition is that learners are exposed to a rich, meaningful, and comprehensive input of language use. So plenty of spoken is used in this first principal approach and writing text relating to different topics, themes, events, locations that the activities has to target to the learners. The second one is to maximize learner exposure to language in use. They need to be engaged both affectively and cognitively in the language experience. So that students have to think in while experiencing language helps deeper processing for effective, durable learning plus higher level skills. The third one is the language learners who achieve positive effect are much more likely to achieve communicate competence than those who do not. So in this case, text must be interesting, relevant, and enjoyable. With pictures like this in an example: go to bed, wake up, wash your face, brush your hair, dry your hair um, with pictures can be interesting for students. The fourth one is learning using material resources typically that are also utilized when acquiring first language. So we have to help the learners reflect on their mental activity during a text and then make use of mental strategies in similar texts. So Tollinson referring this when he just used material like the student has to work on, for example, abuse of the drugs or abortion or something that is interesting for them, and they can think in the activity and also do research online. The fifth one is learners can benefit from noticing salient features of input, apprehend before comprehend, and intuit before exploring, using an experimental approach where a student is engaged holistically and they learn implicitly. So for this one, Tolstoy's talk about the some material he used. For example, the students can read about a student whose parents give him a graduation party. So they can discuss why the parents gave him the party and the reasons he was attending. So the students can participate with another partner. The sixth one is learners need opportunities to use language to try to achieve communicate purpose. So the learners produce language in order to achieve intended outcomes. So Tolstoy's propose in these materials, for example, um, in one unit, the students had to tell a circle story about parts. So we can choose some stories. So the student have to circle about the words he understand and about the narration and maybe relocate the story in the order. So in conclusion, we have to have to know what the students need and what the learners like more in creating good materials for teach them and help them to drive them to the language acquisition and for make the language more effective. So that's it. Thank you so much.